Hey guys, 7 WWE Rocks here. Thank you for joining me on episode 27, Saturday Night's Kickout. Really do appreciate you guys watching this. Now, if you got some ideas or anything to maybe some new segments on the show or just talk about certain topics, and basically, I really want to stick with new segments. Right now, I have the Kickout segment, which I do at the end of every episode, talking about the positives wrestling, because I feel like so many people who talk about the negatives and emphasize the negatives. I mean, usually during the video I talk about the negatives the most, but I like to end it off talking about the positives in wrestling. Now, if you have a new segment I think that you think I should do, please let your suggestions be in the comment section. I really want to hear them. My goal for this show really is to make it something you're excited for. Every Saturday you're like, or, I'm sure you don't watch it on Saturday. I'm sure you got better things to do. But, that weekend when you're like, I'm bored, I want to hear somebody talk about wrestling, talk about all types of wrestling. Please, I want you guys to be excited for it. So that's really my goal for it. Maybe one day I want to get a wrestler on here. I don't know how. I don't think that'll ever happen. But you guys know I'm passionate about wrestling. And, yeah, I really just love talking wrestling with you guys. And I get to have some guests on every once in a while, which is pretty fun. And I did my big Q&A 2 weeks ago. Last week I had WWE TNA 1152. Go check out his channel. And he was, fun guest. He's always, me and him are, I'm not going to say like the best of friends, but I just feel like we get it. We, have a lot in common about wrestling, and some of our ideas are the same when we think about stuff. So it's great to have guests like that on here. So, but let's get right into it. We're going to talk about Raw, NXT, TNA, Lucha Underground. We're going to do a whole lockdown review that just happened last night. And I want to go through some things a little quick, maybe because some of them aren't really that exciting. But we're going to have fun, or hopefully we'll have fun. So, all right, so Triple H started Raw with his big announcement that was supposed to, and I quote, shake the WWE to its core. Did it do that? No, not at all. It was basically Roman Reigns. They're still saying his spot's not up for grabs, even though he won, or is up for grabs, even though he won a Royal Rumble. He won the Royal Rumble, which guarantees the guy a main event shot at WrestleMania for the title. But now they're throwing that up in the air where it was Seth Rollins and Daniel Bryan are going to verse each other tonight on Raw, or, Monday night. And whoever won that match would get to face Reigns at Fastlane. And then whoever wins that goes to WrestleMania. Now, this is obviously just getting to make look strong. That's basically what it is. They want to make Reigns look good. They want to put him up against a guy that has a lot of fans, a lot of support, a lot of love. Daniel Bryan. They want to put him up against somebody that has a big following behind him, so he can beat him, so he can look good. And I feel like they're using Bryan to make him look good, make him be like, Bryan loses, says, the following night, maybe he says, Reigns was the better man. It makes Roman Reigns look good because, Daniel Bryan's saying he's the better man. That makes him look good. So it's all just to make Roman Reigns look strong. Definitely disappointed by the big announcement. It was nothing that big. We all know Reigns is still going to win. Then we had Reigns versus Big Show for, I'm pretty sure, the 75th time. That match continues to happen on back-to-back Raws, back-to-back SmackDowns. It's never-ending process. I don't get why they keep doing this. We know he can beat Big Show. We could care less. He didn't beat Big Show. Apparently, somebody said that this was the first time Roman Reigns had gotten pinned in a singles match since coming from NXT. So I don't know if that's true, but it sounds like it. I don't remember him ever getting pinned in a singles match, but Seth Rollins hit him in the back with a briefcase when the ref was distracted. Big Show got the win on that. So that did not make Roman Reigns look strong, but it was just setting up the ending towards Raw, which I'll get into, of course. Dean Ambrose is set to feud with Bad News Barrett for the Intercontinental Championship. I don't know if they're going to hold this to WrestleMania or maybe do it at Fastlane, but it's kind of disappointing to see Ambrose is probably going to be in the mid-card when WrestleMania rolls around. It's not like that. It's not disappointing, but I really like the guy, and I felt like he did really great this year as a singles guy. He deserves to have a bigger match at WrestleMania, but who knows? Maybe he'll walk out of WrestleMania with the Intercontinental Championship, or maybe he'll walk out of Fastlane with it. I don't know. But I bet that'll be good. That match should be good, and it's just a little disappointing to see out of the 3 Shield members, he's not really going that far. So the Ascension beat the Dust Brothers. That's what I call them. Cody, Rhodes, or Stardust, and Goldust. And Cody was pissed. He was really mad at Goldust. This happened on Sound. That's when the storyline, I think, first started. That seemed like Stardust was pissed at his brother. And they had a match at SmackDown. I'm guessing they lost again. I'm guessing Cody got pissed off. But I was hoping that he was going to become Cody when they did do a feud. But when it looks like he's going to keep the Stardust gimmick, because when Goldust called him Cody because he was so pissed off, he tried to get to him. He was like, Cody, calm down. Stardust was pissed off and said, don't call me Cody. So it looks like if that match does happen, it's going to be Stardust versus Goldust, which, I don't know, I think I'm really impressed that he's able to switch moves. He's into this character, Cody. He changed his moveset, really. I mean, some of the moves are similar, but he really changed to how he does some of the moves. And I think that's really impressive, just to, like, refresh your moveset. And I would like it to be Cody, but maybe it's Stardust. He wins it and he says, I'm going off on my own as Cody. I don't know. But I hope he goes back to being Cody, to be honest. Bray Wyatt continues to look strong. He beat Ziggler. Basically, they had a good match, and Ziggler hit the Famouser, and Big Show hit the Famouser, and he was like real excited, real pumped. Bray Wyatt shot up, he totally, I don't want to say no-sold it, but he hit the ground, popped back up, hit him with his Sister Abigail, 1, 2, 3. So that was really impressive. And he's doing these cryptic promos where he's talking about, a dead person and blah, blah, blah. Just Bray Wyatt cryptic promos. And seems like they're setting him up for Undertaker. I don't know. I just feel like the promos, of course, will be amazing. Like, obviously, they'll be just really, really great. But I just feel like they need to give a reason why Undertaker hasn't gone after Brock. I feel like if Undertaker comes back and it's like, I choose Bray Wyatt to face, well, what about Brock Lesnar? He beat you. Are you going to say anything about that? And it's at WrestleMania. So it's like, well, what's your big vendetta against Bray Wyatt? So, I don't know. They got to get something. They got to start doing ideas with that. Mizdow is fired by The Miz as the stunt double, but he hires him back as his personal assistant. So basically, they're still together, but Mizdow screwed him out of the match. He screwed Miz out of the match. Miz lost to somebody, I forget. Sin Cara, I think. Sin Cara and Mizdow. Maybe that match, they're saving it for WrestleMania. Maybe Fastlane. I don't know. But, yeah, I'm ready for Mizdow or Sandow to finally go off on his own to actually get a title, because he's got a big following with him now. Seems like people are really behind him. So have him win Intercontinental Championship or United States when Rusev loses it. I don't know, but I'm excited. Rusev destroyed Erick Rowan, and I brought this up because before this match, Erick Rowan was talking to John Cena in the locker room and was saying, thank you so much for winning my job back. I can't thank you enough. Blah blah blah. Just how much he appreciated him. And Cena was like, yeah, go get Rusev. Yeah, hustle, loyalty, respect. And, during the match, Rusev just killed Erick Rowan, and he put him in the accolade, was, like, just beating him down. And I was thinking, where is Cena? Cena is just in the back making out with Nikki Bella, probably. And he didn't care about Erick Rowan, so I thought that was dumb. He's feuding with Rusev, yet he doesn't come out to help Rowan and continue his feud. I don't know. Highlight of that was when the flag for Rusev came down. He got caught on the thing, which apparently wasn't supposed to happen at all. But the fans were really excited about that. They thought it was hilarious. And it was a good moment. It was just, something that wasn't supposed to happen, but it made the segment even better. So, I don't get where Cena was, making out with Nikki Bella, apparently. Next, we have Rollins versus Bryan in the main event, which was always great. It's Rollins and Bryan. I mean, how can that not be great? And the big part of the match, I thought, when I've been seeing a lot of GIFs and videos of it, Big Show was on the outside. Roman Reigns came out during it. And he jumped like 10 feet, just glided like the Hulk. It was crazy, and speared Big Show. Looked like he just put his entire body force just into him and followed on him. It was pretty crazy. It was actually a cool spear, and it just looked like, I don't even like planted his feet, jumped like 10 feet. I thought it was cool. But Bryan got the win. Bryan versus Reigns at Fastlane, and Reigns going to win. I mean, I don't get why it wouldn't happen, but... After that was the Stone Cold podcast with Triple H. I made a video about this, I think. I can't remember, but it wasn't as good as the Vince one, I don't think. They brought up a lot of good topics like China being in the Hall of Fame, CM Punk, and I'm trying to think of others. I feel like for the first 20 minutes, I don't even know what they were talking about. They were talking about just entertainment and stuff, and I don't know. I thought it started really slow. It picked up, and yeah, everyone still hates oh gosh, everyone still hates Triple H, so it's nothing really changes. But yeah, so I know a lot of people watched that, and that's really what I say. But I thought the Vince one was a lot better, but it was still worth the watch. So after this, NXT. Let me take a drink because I sound like I'm about to die. Give me a second. NXT was the tournament to see who will be the #1 contender for the championship after Owens and Zane's fight. Sponsored by Gatorade. No, I wish. But basically, it's a tournament, and it was Adrian Neville versus Baron Corbin, and then Hideo Itami versus Finn Balor. So the first match I had on here, though, was Adrian Neville versus Baron Corbin. Now, I was pretty surprised by the finish. Bull Dempsey came in, and when the ref was distracted, he pushed Barrett into the steel post on the outside and basically rolled Baron Corbin back in the ring. Adrian Neville saw that he was on the ground, set up for the red arrow, hit it, got the win. So Baron Corbin's undefeated streak is over, and I was pretty surprised it ended like it was not nothing, but I'm surprised it just ended like nonchalantly. But Baron Corbin will verse Bull Dempsey again in a no disqualification match, and I think I almost said no holds barred, but no disqualification match. And I don't know, I really don't like them versing again because first 2 matches, Corbin beat him in like 10 seconds, not 10 seconds. He beat him like 2 minutes both times. So it's like, well, I really could care less now. It just feels like Baron's gonna beat him again. But Adrian Neville moves on. He will be in the finals for the tournament. And excuse me, trying to find my place. After that, Hideo versus Finn. So that was amazing. That's like Rollins and Bryan. You know, you put those 2 guys in the ring, of course, it's going to be awesome. It was really good. Really enjoyed it. Hideo once again set up for the GTS, and Finn Balor reversed it. So we didn't get to see that. The fans got excited again. But basically, I think he's going to use a GTS. I think set him up for let's say when everybody goes, like when, you know, maybe Owens or Balor or Zane, Neville, they go up to the main roster, and it feels like they first are going to go, and Hideo might stay in a little longer, but give him a big NXT pay-per-view match, and I bet he'll hit the GTS. I don't think they'd be hinting at it and letting him do that if they weren't going to pull the trigger on it. So CM Punk gone, I say, yeah, why not use it? Definitely. So I'm waiting for a big event, maybe for the NXT championship, and he hits the GTS to win it, because right now they have no idea what to use as his finisher. He's done like 5 different finishers in the past weeks. He's done the disc. Gosh, sorry, my throat. He's done the discus kick. He's done the single leg drop kick, which was really stupid. The foot stomp off the top rope. He's done that. So let him have the GTS. That's what I want to see. But Owens versus Zane is also next week. They did a great video package to end off NXT. I'm really excited for the entire event. NXT Rivals. I'm so pumped. You know, you got Adrian Neville versus Finn Balor. I'm excited to see what Finn Balor's face paint looks like. You got the amazing 4-way of the Women's Championship. Charlotte, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Becky Lynch. That'll be amazing. Maybe Charlotte finally drops the title and heads off to the main roster. You know, Baron Corbin versus Bull Dempsey, no disqualification. Although I'm not looking forward to it, I'm sure it's going to be a battle of the brutes. And then Owens versus Zane. They can do anything and be an awesome match. So, really excited. Apparently, Solomon Crow's supposed to debut, so that'll be sick. I'm really excited for his debut. But Owens and Zane, that's going to be freaking incredible. 2 months to the day of Kevin Owens' debut, and he could win the NXT championship. So, really pumped. Really pumped to see what Baylor's new face paint design is. Hopefully it's different. Hopefully it's not just the red and black, but I'm sure it's going to be abstract and amazing. And yeah, so Lucha Underground, I'm going to talk real quick about this before I get into the TNA review. Lucha Underground, I made a video about it, but I want to bring it up one last time. Alberto El Patron is in Lucha Underground. He will be debuting. He will be in the Temple, their arena, the Lucha Underground arena. He won't be wrestling, but he will have, I've seen a spoiler, and he does have a little confrontation. So that's going to be next week. I'm probably going to miss it because I'd rather watch the NXT special on its original time. I know I can always watch the NXT special, but I want to watch it live when it's happening. So, yeah, Del Rio, El Patron, he's going to be in Lucha Underground next week. So that's really exciting. I'm actually pretty pumped for it. So moving on, TNA. Now, TNA had its big event, Lockdown. They were going on and on how it's one of their biggest pay-per-views of the year, and it's being shown for free. That's amazing. I don't know why I said free like that. It is free, sorry. But it's amazing, that's so great that they're doing that. And it is great. That's amazing that a pay-per-view quality event is for free on TV. But this was not pay-per-view quality. I'm sorry, it wasn't. And it was really disappointing. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, you're just hating on TNA, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm really not. It was bad. And I look towards the positives. I look towards, guys that really stand out that I like, that I'll always watch. But it just seems like a lot of these matches, it had a stacked card. It had a card that was like, wow, this is gonna be really good. And it just was disappointing. I don't know what it is, but it's just I'm not getting into any of the storylines like I usually do. I don't know. Let me get in the review. Let me talk about the matches and such. But I don't think I hit on every segment, but most of them. So we had the Hardys face the Revolution, James Storm and Abyss for the tag team championships in a steel cage. Of course, every match is in a steel cage. Now, this match was really chaotic, but I think in a bad way. I think it was just so much going on at the end. And basically, the rules were, Matt Hardy said this on Twitter, which is why I keep bringing it up. I know in regular tag team steel cages match, both men have to escape the cage to win. But they said that the winner, it's escape to the cage, and it's over the top and through the doors. That's what the announcers said. But I think the ring announcer, I think Jeremy Borash said something different. But basically, Matt Hardy got pulled out of the cage through the little hole that lets the camera see through it without having the cage in front of it. He got pulled out of that, and Matt Hardy said on Twitter, the rules are escape the cage. I got pulled out. I should win the tag team championship. So right there, it seems like that was kind of dumb. I was like, he got pulled out. They should win. But no, it wasn't that. It was James Storm hit an elbow, I think, off the top rope. He super kicked someone, I forget. But they got the win. James Storm and Abyss. So, but after the match, so many things were going on. The Wolves came out just because they're the Wolves. They're awesome. They wanted to spot on the card. The Wolves came out, and they got a table, and I forget who it. Matt Hardy went through it. The Koya, the Indian wrestler that is in the Revolution, he slammed Matt Hardy through the table. And then Jeff Hardy took an insane bump that I don't want to say overhyped because that's an insane fall. And it was at the top. He was like the door, swings out. And so he landed on it, like nuts first landed on it. And then Storm hit the bell over his head, and he fell off the door onto steel steps. Now, I mean, that's crazy. I'm not going to be like, oh, that wasn't a sick fall, or that wasn't a, cool fall or anything. It was, like, just crazy. Only Jeff Hardy could survive that, and Mick Foley. But crazy bump, but they just overhyped it so much. TMZ was showing it, and at first TMZ thought Jeff Hardy was seriously hurt, but it's just to write him out of the UK storylines because he can't go to the UK, of course. But, yeah, he takes the bump, and TNA last week, they showed it. They showed him falling, hitting it. They didn't show him falling and then stopping it right before he hits it. Literally just showed the clip. So it's like, that's not that exciting now. But the announcers were talking over it so you couldn't hear the thud. I think they should have gone silent so the fans could hear the thud and how hard it was. But it was a crazy bump nonetheless. Jeff Hardy's a freaking insane. He does crazy things. This was the first match on the card. He was falling off the cage onto steel steps. You'd think that'd be for the main event. He did that the first freaking match of the card. So Jeff Hardy's always awesome. But, yeah, so that match was chaotic at the end. The Revolution retains the tag team championships. EY versus Bobby Roode. I don't know why. I said it on WWE TNA's 1152's channel last night on their review. Check that out. But I said it on there. It feels like TNA really wants me to be invested in this storyline, but I just can't be. I don't know what it is. I hate Erick Young as a heel. I think he's really bad. I just think he's awful as a heel. But Roode got the win. He hit a a Roode bomb onto a chair. Got the 1, 2, 3. He made EY bleed. So that should be the end of storyline. Basically, Roode said in Lockdown, Erick Young, I'm gonna make you bleed and I'm gonna beat you. He did exactly that, so I don't see how they can keep this storyline going. But basically, I hate the whole Erick Young's not in the Beatdown Clan. MVP helped him out during that match. He gave him a chair. He's always in the Beatdown Clan segments, Erick Young, yet he's just his own man. I don't buy that. That's like, I feel like it should be like AJ Styles when he was bad. You didn't know if he was with Ace and Eights. You didn't know if he was a good guy. You didn't know if he was with Main Event Mafia. I feel like that's how it should be EY, but not be a good guy. You don't know if he's going to be with the Beatdown Clan in segments or not. He's doing his own thing. That's what I think they should have done, but they keep having him with them and then saying he's not a part of the group. So, I don't know. I just think that's weird. But, yeah, the match was good, but I don't know. I just can't get invested in these storylines anymore. Awesome Kong versus Havoc in a steel cage. Now, just even think about that. Awesome Kong versus Havoc in a freaking steel cage. That's crazy. The match could have been better, but, for what it was, for what they can do, they're both, massive. And so it's hard for them to do, crazy stuff, but they're both massive, so just, them beating down each other and stuff. But it was a good match for what it was. I just feel like it could have been better. I don't know. But still, great finish. Kong climbed up on the second rope, I think, just dove off and landed her entire body weight onto Havoc and, killed her. But no, Awesome Kong got the win, so that was cool. We had Rockstar Spud and Mandrews, the British Boot Camp Season 2 win versus Tyrus in a steel cage. Highlight of this match, the only reason why you should watch it, Rockstar Spud gets on top of the steel cage, flips off EC3, and jumps, and just does a senton onto Tyrus, and it's a crazy fall. That's insane. For a guy that small, too. That just looks crazy. And, yeah, that's the highlight of the match. Then EC3's feuding with Jeremy Borash, which I just can't stand. I think it's so stupid how they're making Jeremy Borash try to look like a boss. Come on, he's a ring announcer. I like Jeremy Borash, but come on, don't have him feuding with wrestlers. Actually getting the upper hand on wrestlers. But, okay, before I keep going, my buddy L Giant 37303, go check out his channel if you want to save some money. He wanted me to talk about Lockdown being pay-per-view events for TNA being 3 hours. The TV events, I think the pay-per-views that are actually pay-per-views, yes, should always be 3 hours. TV events, no. If they're gonna do Lockdown quality, like last night's Lockdown quality, don't keep them 3 hours. And the reason I say this is because they had a segment with Robbie E and Brooke where it was whoever spun around on a bat, climbed the cage, ran around. It was like the old school NXT when they were doing those stupid competitive games, when they pick up the jug of, or not jug, I can't think of it, but they would do those stupid things, it was just stupid games for NXT guys. It was before NXT was actually a development center. It was season 1 NXT, but basically they did stupid stuff like that, and they didn't even show the entire segment. They fast forwarded during legit fast forwarding it while Robbie E's voice is talking about the rules. So he was still talking about spinning around in the bat, and they were already running around the arena. So if you can't fit that into the 2 hours, then you shouldn't need 3 hours. I don't know if they're gonna, if they were quality and they were good, yeah, making 3 hours, but I don't know. They should stay with 2 hours on TV, and then pay-per-views should be 3 hours. Pay-per-views should be really big, I think. Since TNA does so few now, the pay-per-view events should be, freaking huge. They should do crazy stuff at the pay-per-views. Hopefully that answered your question. Last, we have Team Angle versus Team BDC. Now, it was Team Angle, Angle, of course, Gunner, and Austin Aries. Gunner had his arm injured. The Beatdown Clan beat down his arm. I don't really know how to say. Beat down his arm but he went out first, so because lethal lockdown rules is 2 men start off, then every 2 minutes or so another guy comes out. So one team always does have the advantage and that comes out. But it wasn't a regular lethal lockdown, which is kind of weird to get used to, but it seemed better because usually it's a steel cage match to start off, no weapons, and then once everybody's in the ring, at all the competitors, the cell ceiling comes down, closes, and weapons are there, and then you can use weapons. It wasn't that. It was the weapons were already attached to the steel cage, so people could just grab them whenever. So that was pretty cool though. They could use weapons. So, but yeah, it was MVP's group was MVP, Kenny King. I'm trying to think of all the rest. Kenny King, Samoa Joe, Loki, MVP. So that was Good team. EY wasn't there, so that's good. But it was basically 4-on-3. So supposedly, Angle wanted Lashley on the team, but Lashley was saying, nah, I ain't about that life. And then, Kurt Angle's like, well, dang it, we suck. And they went out, and, it was everybody was in the ring, everybody was fighting, blah, blah, blah. And Lashley's music hit, and not really that shocking. I feel like they were trying to make it this huge, shocking event that Lashley came out, but it wasn't. Lashley comes out, tells shakes MVP's hand. He's on MVP's team. Wow. And then he clotheslines MVP. Wow, that wasn't that shocking. And Lashley beats down the Beatdown Plan, and basically everybody gets in submissions except Lashley and MVP. Gunner has somebody in the torture rack. Angle has the ankle lock. Aries has the I forget stuff so much. Something, I don't know. Aries has his submission movement. And Lashley and MVP have a little stare down, or MVP looks around, sees all his guys in submissions. Instead of helping, he just stands around doing nothing. Looks at Lashley, low blows him. Lashley sells it a little, like crouches down after getting low blowed. Low blowed, you're nuts. A guy took his arm and slammed him into your nuts. You should sell that. Does Lashley sell that? No. He crouches. MVP goes back to kick him in the face, and Lashley spears him. Does he not have nuts? I did not get that. I thought I was taking crazy pills. I seriously was. I was like, he gets low blowed, but there was no Lashley pulls out a cup and like, oh, got you. I was wearing a cup. No, there was none of that. There was he got low blowed and he just speared him. So if TNA does a low blow finish from now on, I'm gonna assume the guy doesn't have testicles and is able to bounce back, because that's bullcrap. So I really hated that. I'm sorry, but that was just stupid. But basically, Team Angle's team got the win with the help of Lashley. This was a really disappointing event. I really did not like it, to be honest. I was bored. Seemed to be trailing off a lot. I'm not bashing TNA. They have a lot of positives. Low-key looked freaking amazing during that match. Rockstar Spud, I freaking love him. He's comedy gold. EC3's gold. He should have the world title this year. And I just hate the factions. I think TNA always thinks they have to have a big faction. They don't. But I'm going to still look at the positives. I'm still going to watch every week, of course, I'm not going to be like, oh, this night sucked at TNA. I'm never going to watch again. I'm always going to watch. So, yeah, disappointing event. And but let me know what you think. Please in comments. If I'm wrong, let me know. Be like, this was this was good because of this, this, and this. I would really like to know. Match of the week. Probably Bryan versus Rollins, or the Lethal Lockdown match. And I know you guys are probably thinking, you just said you hated the entire Lockdown event. Why would you think that? But it's cool to see weapons and stuff. And Loki, freaking his foot stomps looked absolutely brutal. He would put Gunner into a trash can and then foot stomp him, and you could see the trash can just bend into where Gunner's face was. That's crazy. But I don't know. I'd probably go with Rollins versus Bryan, to be honest. And it was a crazy finish. Roman Reigns became Superman and speared Big Show in half, so that was cool. Kick out segment, talk about the positives, WrestleMania season coming around. That's exciting. Lucha Underground is freaking awesome right now. I'm just loving it. I'm loving, Johnny Mundo, Prince Puma, Brian Cage, Del Rio, he's in it now. And I think Lucha Underground is hands down the best wrestling show on TV right now. Once again, don't get Ring of Honor. So I know a lot of you are saying Ring of Honor is better. I don't get Ring of Honor. Or I don't, I can't, I'm not able to watch it. I get Ring of Honor, I understand it, but I can't watch it. So, you got NXT Rivals next week. I know a lot of people, cancel their WWE subscription, their network subscription. I would buy the network just for that. That's going to be freaking amazing. I mean, Neville versus Balor, Owens versus Zane, the women's match, the four-way is going to be great. I mean, Owens versus Zane, that is $9.99 right there. So, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I had a viewer stay watching for, most of the entire time, so that's, awesome. Hopefully you're commenting and let me know how the show's going. Please, again, if you have any, suggestion, you could do this segment, you could do this segment. I want you guys to be excited for the show every Saturday. I want you guys to be excited for a certain segment that I talk about. If I brought this segment up, you'd be like, yes, I love this segment. That's what I really want. That's one of my goals for this show. So, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow me on Twitter @7WWRucks. And hopefully you're enjoying your Saturday, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a nice day. Thank you, guys.